And it looks like we are live. So, hey, welcome everybody. It is Sunday night. So you know what that means. It's time for Learning with Lynn. So I'm Lynn Huber.
And I'm Richard.
And this is Richard. And I want to welcome you out today. If you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so we know you were here. So I'm going to move some things around. Give me just a second to move these around so that I can put this on my other screen so that I can share my screen with you. Okay, so now you should be able to see our screen. So today we're going to talk about 20 email marketing secrets that drive results. But before we get started, I want to just kind of quickly go over my blog here so that you know what it is. This is onlinebeautybiz.com, and this is my blog. And I originally started it to train my team. There's a lot of information in here. If you're brand new, you'll want to click on the very top right here to getting started. And it will literally walk you through how do I get paid? When do I have to pay for my order? You know, all of the basics that new reps need to know. And so that's where you can get started. And then on the left-hand side right here where it says welcome to my blog, this is the main panel. It's called the main panel. And there's about 7 blog posts, I believe, there, the last 7 that I've written. And then at the bottom, you can page to the next page or whatever. On the right-hand side, this is called the side panel right here, and it says sign up today to receive our newsletter. So if you are, if you're not receiving emails from me, go ahead and put your information in there if you want to receive emails. And then whenever I have a new blog post, you'll be notified. Also, you know, you'll get a pack of my best recruiting flyers. And then underneath that is a search function. So if you want to know how to do something, you literally can search for it. You know, like I don't know, like order form. How do I create an order form? So I would keep your search simple, like just order form rather than like the whole sentence. But you can try different things. Or there's categories here, and if you just click on a category, everything that's tagged with that category will come up. So like follow up or fundraising or leadership, right? And so if you're on your computer, it looks just like this. The main menu's here, and the main window is here, and then the sidebar's here. And if you're on a computer or laptop, that's what it's going to look like. If you're on your phone, that sidebar will move to the bottom underneath. So there'll be about 6 or 7 blog posts, and then underneath that, you'll see this sign up to receive the newsletter and the search and all of that. So that's how you navigate. Hi, Lily. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. That's how you navigate our website. So today we're going to talk about this one right here, 20 email marketing secrets that drive results. And so email marketing is one of the most effective ways that you can connect with your target audience and generate leads for your Avon business. If you have the right strategy in place, you can easily form meaningful relations with prospects, nurture leads, and turn subscribers into long-term customers. I will put one caveat there. I really believe that text marketing is quickly outpacing email, but it's still an extremely valuable tool to have in your toolbox. And you really want to have your own email list because you have your customers and they're on Avon.com and they're in your address book, but you don't really have control of them. Avon markets to them for you, and that's a good thing because it's professional marketing, right? And they're like sending emails to your customers saying, hey, look, check out this new product, or here's some ways to use this product, right? Those are all really great, but you also want to have control of your own customers. And you really can't, especially with the new Avon website. There isn't a way that I have found that you can download your customers or even to send an email to them. I mean, hopefully that's in the works. I know Avon's working on it, but even so, I mean, your customers are your customers. You want to control your own database. So you should always have your own email list. But before we go into that too far, let's go over really quickly for the new people. Growing your Avon business is really pretty simple. There's only 4 main steps. Number 1, prospect for new customers and recruits. Number 2, get a brochure to every customer, every campaign. Number 3, follow up with every customer, every campaign before you place your order. And number 4, take the order, submit it to Avon, or send them to your online store, right? And then deliver, or Avon delivers. And then rinse and repeat. It's just that simple. So if you're brand new, on number 1, prospecting, if you're brand new, we ask you to make a list of everyone you know. And you are not in the job of convincing anybody. You're not trying to get them to buy from you. That is not your job. So let that go, right? It's really important for you to let that go because it's not your job to convince them to buy. What your job is to let them know that you now sell Avon and ask them, would they like a brochure? So it could be a quick text. Hey, I just got started with my Avon business. I'm really excited. Would you like a brochure? And if they say yes, you get one to them. And it can be paper or digital, however you want to work your business. If they say no, then hey, no worries. She's still your sister. She's still your cousin. She's still your best friend. Nothing changed. She just isn't interested in Avon. And that's totally okay, because you know what? There are millions and millions of people out there who love Avon and they can't get it fast enough. And so you're just sorting. You're just, okay, she's not interested. Move on to the next, right? And maintain your friendship with her. Nothing changed, right? Then you're going to get a brochure to them every campaign. Now that they've said yes, they've raised their hand and said, yes, I want to receive brochures. Your job is to make sure they get one every campaign, because if they don't get a brochure, then your store is effectively not open. How are they going to order, right? And then you're going to follow up with them every campaign before you place your order. And that just means, hey, just send a quick text. Hey, just reminder, my order goes in on Wednesday. If there's anything you want, let me know by Tuesday. Again, it's not convincing somebody that they have to buy. It's just providing service. It's just saying, hey, didn't want you to miss it, right? Because, I mean, wouldn't you feel bad if your order went in on Wednesday and then they called you on Thursday with an order and you didn't let them know, and now they have to wait a month to get the next order? So it's just about you providing service. And then, of course, you take the order and deliver it, or they go to your website, right? So we have a daily 8 system that helps you with the activities that are going to help you to grow your business. And the biggest thing about the daily 8 system is it keeps you consistent. It helps you maintain the consistency that's required to build a thriving team and an exponentially expanding residual income. And it helps you grow your customers just as much as a team, right? So instead of working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, your goal is to capture 8 points a day, 5 days a week, for a total of 40 points a week. And you can do that in a whole lot less than 40 hours. So you literally can make a lot more money in your Avon business if you just put the effort into it. So it says print this sheet. So I already downloaded it. It's right here. This is like 9 pages. Most of the pages are instructions and tips on how to get more customers, tips on how to find more people to talk to. So you can print the whole thing once, but then page 2 is the one you'll want to print a bunch of these. And then you'll put it on your desk or on your fridge or wherever you put it, so that you can check this off and you can maintain it every single day. And it's just going to start off with the week of, so it'll be today's date or tomorrow's date if you start on Monday. What days of the week are you going to work? Put those dates in, 5 days at least, right? It could be Monday through Friday. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because maybe you need Wednesday off for some reason, right? So it's totally up to you how you want to work it. And I do suggest that you really try to do 5 days a week. Even if you do the bulk of your business 1 day of a week, maybe the other days you could spend a half an hour or an hour just doing follow-ups or just posting, on social media or whatever, but do something in your business every day. Your business will be a lot more consistent if you do. And if you can get those 8 points a day, every day, your business will thrive. Seriously, it's not going to happen overnight, but it will thrive. So the first one, prospecting for customers. So give out brochures and collect contact information. So if you're brand new, that might be, hey, just texting them, hey, just started my Avon business, just checking to see, I just want to let you know, and I'm so excited, and would you like to see a brochure? And if they say yes, count them as a name, right? And then that counts as a point. If they say no, then hey, no worries. Just make small talk with them, continue on with your conversation, whatever, and then go to the next person, right? And the points are only for the ones who say yes. So you already have their contact information because they're your friends. So you don't have to collect their contact information. In this case, you're just collecting that yes. But if you've worked through your list, and by the way, that list is a living, breathing document. It's even 20 years later, I still add and delete people from my list. It just should be constantly. This is the basics of your business. Okay, so you've worked through your list, and now you need to get outside of your warm market. You need to meet people outside, people that you don't know. And the truth of the matter is your business will grow a lot faster when you start talking to people that you don't know. That's how your business will grow. And so maybe that might look like going through the check stand at the grocery store and saying to the cashier, hey, I sell Avon. We have this really cool digital brochure. It's interactive. You can try on colors. It's like amazing. Would you like to see it? And if she says yes, you put her in your phone with her name and her phone number, and then you immediately text it to her. Have it all ready so that you can do that, right? Immediately text it to her. Now you have her contact information and you've texted her a brochure. For me, I don't do good with small talk. I can, if I need to, I can turn myself on and I can do it. But where I'm really more comfortable is just being direct. So for me, I'll stand in front of a grocery store with a stack of paper brochures. And as they walk out, out of the store, I'll say, would you like an Avon brochure? And I literally hand it to them because I expect that they're going to take it. And if they take it, great. And if they take it, I'll say, we mail our brochures. Would you like to get on our mailing list? That's how I do it. Now, you can find the wording that works for you. Would you like to get on my digital list? Would you like to, would you like me to make sure you get a brochure every campaign? Whatever. If they really love Avon, trust me, they will. They'll want it. And if they say to you, well, is this your name on the back? I don't push it. I say, okay, no worries. Yeah, just give me a call if you need anything. Or my website's there too. Right? So I don't push it, but I do try to get their contact information. So 1 point for every name. That's for customers and team members. And then now these are the new people that you just talked to. You're going to follow up with them 2 to 3 days later. Just, hey, I met you at Walmart. I texted you a brochure, just checking to see if there's anything I can help you with. That's the one time that you're going to do that kind of follow-up. And so you'll get a point for each one of those that you do. And now you're going to get a brochure to every customer, every campaign, because now that you've got their contact information or they've said yes, you're going to put them into your system. And we teach a system to help you. Now, you don't have to use our system, but trust me, it really is worth it to do that. We'll go into that just a little bit. But so now you're getting a brochure to every customer. I mail my brochures and I use campaign mailer to do so. And I give you 1 point because it literally only takes a couple of minutes to schedule the next mailing to go out. If you are literally driving around town delivering brochures, give yourself more points. Maybe give yourself a point for every half hour or whatever, just so that you can be realistic about what's happening, the work you're doing, right? And then now you're going to do follow-up reminders every campaign before your order goes in. And we use Project Broadcast for that. And it's just a quick text. It takes literally a minute to set it up once you have it set up. And so I just give you a point for that. If you are literally texting every person on your list, maybe give yourself a point for every half hour you spend doing it, or a point for every, 10 or 20 names that you text. The one thing I'd be really careful about is if you have a lot of people on your list, if you want to grow a big business, you're going to have a lot of people on your list, I hope, because you're getting new names every day, right? 3, 4, 5 a day, I hope, to be consistent here. But if you have 100 people that text, how likely is it you're going to text every single one of them before you either get interrupted or you give up or you get tired of it or whatever? So that's why we use a system, and we'll talk about that system again pretty soon here. Okay. And also the system keeps you out of your head, because then you're not going, oh man, I've given her 4 books already and she hasn't placed an order. I don't want to be a bug. Maybe I shouldn't text her. You don't want to do that. That's not your job. Your job is to text her. Your job is to not be in your head. Get out of your head and just do what you're supposed to do, right? Your job is to text her. And so that's what's cool about having a system too, is that it doesn't give you that option to think about who's on your list, because you just send it to your list. And if there's 100 people, you're not looking at each name on it, right? Okay, so then you place your order at Avon, then sort and deliver your customer orders. All of these things, the points are just basic. I mean, give yourself more points if you're spending more time, okay? Passive prospecting, putting brochures out door to door or various businesses, I give you points for those, but it's not a point for every brochure you give out, because this is passive. You're not getting any kind of contact information. So the points are going to be based on how much time you're spending more than anything. Like, I don't know, maybe one for every half hour or whatever like that, okay? And then posting on social media, putting brochures out door to door and not knocking on those brochures, but just putting them out or putting them in various businesses or posting on social media. Those are passive, meaning you don't have a way to follow up. You don't know who picked up your brochure or who's interested, and you're hoping they'll call you. And there's still great ways to grow your business. But the bulk of you growing your business is going to be at the top with you actually talking to people, actually giving them a brochure and actually following up with them. That's where your income is going to come from. All of these things, passive prospecting, are still good. You can do shows, Facebook parties, you can do an event. Those are all really good to grow your business. An event is a little bit different because you are talking to people one-on-one. So you could probably give yourself a name for every name you get if you're doing an event. And then if you sponsor a new rep, you get a point for that, and training contacts, a point for that. And then, there's running your business, looking at leadership reports, that kind of thing. And then business training, whether it's Avon U, whether it's our Facebook Lives on Sunday night, whether it's Avon doing their trainings on Facebook or on Zoom. Those are all really important to you, as well as personal development, because your income is going to grow in relation to your personal development, right? So those are all really important, but they will not bring you money right now. So those things are important and you need them, but do those on the off hours. Spend the bulk of your time doing these first ones, prospecting, follow up, and then get a brochure and the follow-up text and placing your order, not placing your order, the getting a brochure to everybody and the follow-up text, those don't take much time if you're using the system. So your bulk of your time needs to be prospecting. It's always in the new. No matter what ails your business, it's always in the new. Okay, so here we also have a daily 8 challenge. So you can click here to log your weekly numbers. And this is for anybody. You don't have to be on my team. We're here to support you. We're not here to judge you. It's not our job to say, oh, you didn't get very many points. What are you doing wrong? No, it's just to rah-rah, to cheer you on. Just the fact that you filled this out already tells me you're taking your business seriously. And it asks, like, how many points did you get? What were your wins this week? What did you accomplish or do well or are really proud of? What did you not do so well, and how can you do better next time? Just by you taking a couple of minutes to figure that out and write it down, you've already solved your business problems. You've already figured out where you're going to go with it. Because, you do something really good and you're like, wow, that really worked. I need to do more of that, right? Or if you did something, maybe you talked too much or you didn't do anything. You just didn't get up and go out, right? You recognizing that is what's going to tell you that's what I need to do next week or next campaign to get more business. So this is really going to help you more than it's going to help me, because I'm just here to support you and cheer you on. So I may send you a card. I may shout you out in the Facebook group. I may, if I see that you're struggling with something and you tell me you're struggling with something, if I have an answer, maybe I have a blog post about it, I'll send that to you, maybe email or text you with it, right? Just so it's something that might help you. But there is no judgment here. There's no right or wrong. This is your business, and it's none of my business what you do with your business, right? Because it's your business. I don't know what your goals are. Everybody's different. I'm in it for the money. I'm in it to grow a big business. But you might not be, you might be in it because you have, 5 kids at home and you need an adult to talk to or any number of reasons. Maybe you want to do Disneyland every year with your family, and that your Avon business pays for that, right? So there's lots of different reasons. And so I'm not here to judge you. Okay, so moving on, you can make sure you join our Online Beauty Biz Facebook group. I imagine if you're watching this, you're in it, but if not, be sure to join it. Online Beauty Biz, that's our Facebook group. That's where we support you. And then here's a post about automating your follow-ups. So when Richard and I first started, we didn't have time to do a lot of stuff. We didn't have time because we were both working really long hours, and I was commuting an hour and a half each way. And so I had time for personal development because I could listen to CDs in the car, but I couldn't really work my business, grow my business that way. And so we had to find ways to free up our time and be able to still get business done, right? And so in the very beginning, I started bulk mailing. I bought a license to bulk mail and I started bulk mailing. Now we use campaign mailer. So campaign mailer, you can bulk mail. It's actually very inexpensive. It's actually cheaper than if you mail your own brochure, if you go to the post office and mail it. But you can bulk mail, and you can do as little as 1 brochure. The pricing depends on how many you do. So the more you do, the cheaper the price. They also have first class mail. So if I get a new customer and they go, I would like a brochure, I'd say, no worries, I'll get you one, and I'll go to Campaign Mailer and just send one to them. First class mail, so they'll get it in 2 to 3 days. Bulk mail takes sometimes up to 2 weeks to get there. So, and you have to schedule them in advance, right? And then I do my reminders. So I have my dial my calls, which is what I use for those people that don't have cell phones or won't talk, won't text. They get a phone reminder message, and it's just a pre-recorded message that says, "Hi, this is Lynn, your Avon lady. Just a friendly reminder, my order's going in." It's all right here. You can see it. So their phone rings and they go, hello, and boom, they get my recording. And a lot of my customers who get this, they love it because then they know when my order goes in. And sometimes they don't even listen to the whole message. They just hang up. They go, oh, it's Lynn, and they hang up. Then they immediately call me back with their order. So this works for them. And then I use Project Broadcast to text the rest of my customers. I use it to text my customers that my order's going in. And I also use it for my Avon book text. So the one that texts my customers that my order's going in, I send that like 2 days before my order goes in. I send it on Monday and I say, my order's going in on Wednesday. So if there's anything you want, let me know by Tuesday. But then the one that I use for the Avon book, I basically send every Wednesday. And the reason for that is you can text a book to somebody and they might be in the doctor's office. They might be busy with their kid. They might be at the grocery store. Who knows? They see the text and they go, oh, the new brochure's out. And then by the time they get home, they have had 10 other texts and it's gone and lost and they forget about it. And there's not really a way to follow up because you don't want to follow up 2 days before the next campaign. So you're texting them that quickly together. Right? So I just text them every Wednesday. And the first Wednesday, it's welcome to campaign 7. And then the second Wednesday, it's, hey, just a reminder, campaign, just in case you wanted anything, campaign 7 ends on this date. And then campaign 8 will start on the next date. And then the next Wednesday, they get a welcome to campaign 8. But that second text reminder gets me more orders than the first one. And I think it's because they're going, oh, crap, I forgot to look at it. And they look at it, right? So that's how I do my follow-ups, automate my follow-ups. So let's get into email marketing. So let's look at some ways to create effective email marketing campaigns. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to build your email marketing list. Don't purchase any kind of list. I know that they're out there that they'll say, you can buy, I don't know, 50,000 emails or whatever. Don't do that because the relationship needs to be between you and that person. If you just bought a list, then you're just spamming. And they will probably not ever open your emails because they didn't sign up for your list. Okay, so I wouldn't do that. I would work on growing your list organically. It takes time, but it's worth it. And so Avon provides you your contact manager, of course, and of course you should utilize that. And when you add people with their permission, of course, to your Avon contact manager, then Avon will begin to send out emails on your behalf to promote your business. But you also want your own email list, one that you own and you control for yourself. And so when you get someone's email address, add them to both your Avon address book and your own email list. Let Avon market to them because Avon is expert at that. And you use yours to build relationships, right? So your own personal email list will allow your customers and your prospective customers to get to know you better. And they start feeling loyalty towards you because you've let them into a little part of the world. And so the first thing you need is a good email list host. And I'd be very careful about this. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of free ones. But the one that I use and love is Aweber, and you can click on this link here. It will take you to it. Aweber will give you a free list for your first up to 500 subscribers, and then after that you'll have to pay. But even then, it's not very expensive. I mean, it starts getting expensive when you start getting huge. But literally, you can have up to 5,000, 10,000 before it starts getting real expensive. But Aweber is one of the few. There's maybe 5 or 6 of the top email companies that are business email companies that they make it their job to make sure that emails get delivered. And you own your list. You are purchasing, you are renting, or you're paying for their service to deliver to your list, but you own your list. I'd be careful with like MailChimp, or although that is an option, but you're not going to get the same kind of service from them because it is a free service, and you don't really own your list with them, just like a lot of other free things. So I'd be careful about that. Aweber does give you that free one. Won't cost you a penny until you have more than 500 subscribers. Okay, it's easy to use, and they do have templates, and you can send out emails. And what's really cool too is they even give you can create a landing page. So you can and I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but you can like make a thing on Facebook saying, hey, I have the ability to do this, that, or that. Sign up here. And so then you can send them to your Aweber landing page. They can fill out the information, put their email in, and then you can send them something free. Like if you wrote 10 tips for how to reduce wrinkles or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. But like I said, they make it their business to make sure your emails get delivered. Okay, so there's lots of ways to build your email list. You can start off by using the Avon promotion tool. It's a great way. Pick a promotion. If you go to the promotion tool, they have like promotions that might say free clinical eye lift pro with a $40 order. The cool thing about that, it doesn't cost you anything. The ones that you're getting discounts or free shipping, you do have to pay, but the ones for products don't cost you anything. And so then you can post something on social media to the effect of, all this is yours free with a $60 order in my online store. But first I need your email address so I can send you the secret coupon code. Offer ends soon, so don't wait. Message me with your email details. Or see these products below, like what you see? I figured, let me know right away if you want to get them free. Message me for details. Then I give you a post here on how to use promotions. I wrote a whole post here about how to use promotions. There's a training here. So I'm not going to go into great detail about it today, but you can find all of it here about how to use promotions. They are a great way to build your email list. And then when they message you and say, here's my email, I would love to have that free clinical eye lift or whatever it is that you're promoting, then you put them in your AWeber or whatever email list you're using, and you put them in your Avon contacts. And what I do is I create a promotion actually every week. I create a new one every week, and I just run it for a week. And that way, there's always something new that my customers are getting, and I add all of my customers. But every time that I add somebody to my AWeber, I add them to my Avon address book as well, and I add them to whatever the current promotion is, so that they always get the latest promotion. I'm going to come back to that in a second too. So, and you can ask your social media followers to sign up for your newsletter, right? And ask every customer that you get. Ask them if it's okay to add them to your email list, right? So mention what they will benefit from your emails and what sort of value will you bring to them. And then make sure that when you send out emails, they add some sort of a value, right? So if you have a blog, make sure you have a pop-up form on your website asking them to subscribe. List at least 3 things they'll benefit from doing so. I don't have 3 things on mine, but that's a great way to do it. You might say, hey, be in the know, sign up for our newsletter, learn what's the hottest things when they come out, or whatever you want to do, and then have a way for them to just log in. And AWeber has these forms that you can put on your website that you can do that, or you can create that landing page, like I said. Okay, so then send emails to your email marketing list. So you're going to send welcome emails to connect with your new subscribers and to reassure them that they've successfully signed up for your email, right? Use your welcome email to grab your recipient's attention and inspire action. Offer something valuable the first time. So, use giveaways or share helpful resources to get them to click on your links, or to take the desired action, or to open upcoming emails. And the best thing about welcome emails too is that when someone provides a wrong email address, your service provider gets notified and it removes them from your list of subscribers. So you can see maybe who was unsubscribed, and maybe you can check that out, right? So here's what I do with my welcome email. My welcome email has a subject line, thanks for your interest in Avon, coupon code for you. And in the body of the email, I welcome them and thank them for being here. And then I say, hey, I just submitted a coupon code for you. Watch for an email from Avon that will come within 24 hours with that code. And then I tell them how much I appreciate them and how to use the code and that kind of a thing, right? And because I've got a new promotion going every week, I can just, as soon as I add them to this list, I add them for that code. And so overnight, they'll get that email from Avon. It's just, and then sometimes I'll get people that will email me back, because people see that they open it and they'll email me back and go, I didn't get a code. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. And then I can figure out something. Right. And I do want to warn you right now, the Avon coupon codes, the Avon promotion tool is struggling a little bit, and they're working with it. I can create a promotion, but right now I can't add people to my promotion after it's created. Because it won't let me see the current running promotions. That's something Avon's working on. That should be fixed in the next day or so. But I'm just telling you that now in case you try it like tonight and it doesn't work. That could be why. But I'm able to create the promotion. I'm just having a hard time adding people. So yeah, it's kind of a pain. And then personalize your email messages, right? Personalize your email messages to grab their attention. Personalized emails make it easier for the user to relate with you and engage with your content. Aweber makes it really easy because you can just say, hey, and then there's a code you can put in that says insert first name here, and then you can go on with it. And then when Aweber sends out that email, maybe they send it out to 1,000 people. Well, every single one of them, it will take that person's name from their contact. So everyone will have the right name in it. So that's really cool, right? And so address it to each subscriber by name, because then they'll be more likely to open your emails. Personalize your subject line and your email content and your offer to get more clicks and conversions. Try to figure out what your subscribers want, what they're looking for, so you can send relevant information. Write noticeable subject lines in your email. So the subject line is what's going to get them to open it. So make it count, right? Keep it short and to the point, and highlight the value that they're going to get. Like, for instance, hey, I have a free coupon code for you. And I put their name. Hey, Mary, I have a free coupon code for you, right? Make sure that it clarifies what sort of content they'll access after opening your email, and appeal to emotions, because people are emotional people. That's what's going to get them to click through and open the email. Or write subject lines that create curiosity or create a sense of urgency or make them feel like they're going to learn something from your email. You've all heard of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. That's how you kind of want to write it a little bit. Not every email, but sometimes people, if they think, oh my gosh, if I don't do it now, I'm going to lose out, they're more likely to jump on it, right? Add value. So 90% of your emails generate more clicks and conversions. The 90% of them that do create more clicks and conversions offer value. So make sure that every email you send adds value to their life. Don't focus on just sending promotional content that will lose your subscribers. Let Avon do that. Avon is sending professional content about products and about sales and new items. So for you want to share information, maybe how to use a product, maybe how to apply mascara, or maybe how to different looks that you can do with eyeliners, or even just an insight into you, who you are and what you're doing with your family. And maybe if you did a day at Disneyland, you could share some pictures of you and your kids. That's the building relationship part and the adding value, right? Maybe help them figure out the right products to use for their skin type, all these kinds of things, right? Identify their needs and cater to them. Learn about their recent challenges and help mitigate them. And so, you're not going to know everything. You're not going to know what your readers are thinking. Just try to figure out what would be helpful to them. What would be helpful to you if you were receiving that email, right? Write short emails. Most people prefer and engage best with short emails. It's just like video, right? When you see a video on YouTube or on Facebook, what is the first thing you do? If you look at it and go, wow, it's 20 minutes long, I don't have time for that. Right? And if you open an email and it's really long, and especially if it's hard to read, then they're going to do the same thing. Oh, I don't have time to read this now. But if you can keep it short, or put lots of white space, make lots of paragraphs. Can you see how I have really like one sentence and lots of white space in between this? That's how you want to write your emails. You want to write them as though you're talking to them. It should be conversational and lots of white space so that it makes it. And then structure your email marketing with headlines, and see how I have the blue headlines here. So it's easy for them to just jump to each headline and go, oh, that's interesting, that's not, right? So it makes it easy for them to kind of work their way through. They're going to be a lot more likely to read your emails if you can make it easy to read, right? So write short, clear paragraphs, use bulleted lists or numbering, incorporate images, add 1 or 2 images, depending on how long your email is. And then keep your email copy scannable. That's what I meant. It's like, so make it easy for them to jump to the information that they need, right? So subheadings are really great about that. Use different font sizes for your subtopics, and or if you're sharing a new thought, it just kind of separates everything out, right? So if your headline font is 24 and your text is 14, maybe your subheadings could be like 20. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. Just pick a big font or a little font, right? And one in the middle. So most of the time, most programs that have fonts, you can choose the size of your font. So use bolded text or italics to emphasize certain points and draw the reader's attention to important information. And again, plenty of white space. Write interactive emails. use them to keep your readers engaged. So make it easy for your subscribers to go through your content and take that next step that you want them to, right? Add links to the external pages. Add a link to, if you're talking about, I just recently did a TikTok video on the VDL brow definer. It turned out to be an amazing video. Once in a while I get it right. But so maybe you could share something like that in your email, and then a link to that VDL brow pencil on your online store. Make it really easy so they don't have to go looking for it. They just click the link and go there, right? If you have a YouTube channel and you recently shared content that's going to benefit them, then you can write a little email about, hey, I just created a how to do a makeover, how to do different eyeshadow looks for day and night or whatever, and it's on my YouTube. Click here to go to the video. Right? You can share links to your social media accounts or ask them to follow you or connect with you. So you got, TikTok, you got Instagram, all whatever social media accounts, Facebook, whatever you're using. Make sure you put a call to action because people don't know what you want them to do. You got to tell them. So it's click here to learn more or follow me on Facebook. You got to have a call to action. People are more likely to do what you ask them to do. And then write persuasive preview text. So the preview text is the first line. Now, it depends on how their email is set up. Some people have it set up where they can see like the first line. So you have the subject line and then you have like a line of text underneath the subject, which is like a preview of what's in that email. So if you're doing that, and if people, and not everybody will see that because it depends on how their email is set up, but make sure that your first line of text is going to be something that's maybe going to catch their attention. It's going to make them want to open that email because you want to raise their interest and you want your email to be opened, right? Keep it short and easy to understand. Add key terms and offers relevant to your audience. So something like I have a coupon code for you is, let me tell you about my coupon code, whatever. It's just getting them again to want to open your emails. Optimize your calls to action, CTAs. Optimize your call to action to attract attention, inspire action, get more conversions. So know when and where to add your call to actions, right? So for example, if you want to draw your users' attention to your new offer, state what the product is, mention how they'll benefit from it, and then add the call to action at the end. It can be as simple as click here to see it. And then you can hyperlink that in your email program. You can actually, so they can click there, or you can put a dash and the link. However is easier for you because it depends on your capabilities and how comfortable you are with the email program. But either way is totally fine. You can do that, right? So if you want to share an interesting article that you recently read or links to helpful resources on specific websites, talk about what the subscriber will benefit from visiting those pages and then your call to action. Another great thing, talking about that, about articles, is on your Avon website, on your Avon online store, at the very top, there's a link that says blog, and there's a ton of articles in there. Like I think one of the more recent ones is the Arctic Fox color, and they write an article on there. So you can link to that article. Make sure that it has the entire link with the link and then !rep equals your code. That way they're linked to you and they can read that article and they can click from that article to the Arctic Fox or whatever. So that's another way to provide value. And you can maybe even copy some of the text from those articles to put in your email. Those are great ways to do it. Proofread every email marketing copy. God, are you guilty of that? I know I am. I even created and published a video that had typos in it. We all do that, right? Make sure that your email copy, make sure to proof it. Look for grammar and spellings and other mistakes, right? Doing this will ensure that you write professional, engaging emails that are easy to read. And, mistakes are common, right? You need someone to proofread your work, or you need to, if you have a spouse or maybe an older kid, have them look at it. Another option is to use grammar and spell checking tools. I use Grammarly, and I love it. I have the free version. I don't pay for it. And it literally highlights words, and I can just click on it and fix it. Like it will say, hey, you need a comma here, or hey, that's misspelled, or maybe this word would be better. And it actually, there's lots of different ones. And even Word, if you write your email in Word, Word has, and Google Docs as well, they have proofreading stuff in there. So that, that helps you get the spelling errors and some of the grammar errors. And then if you want to really get into it, you can conduct A/B testing. So that means that you kind of write two different emails and you send email A, and they're the same basic subject, but maybe they're just written a little bit different. You send email A to half of your list and email B to half of your list, and you see which one works better. That kind of helps tell you what your group, what your list is responding to. So use different headlines and different call to action colors. Maybe put an image on one and not on the other. Write a shorter message on one and a long on another. Sometimes this just helps you to know what's working. And this is not critical, but this is something, especially once you get going. I wouldn't do this in the beginning if you're new, but once you get going, then you can start doing testing and figure out what works better, so you can tweak and get better and better at writing these emails. And then create a predictable email marketing frequency. This is really important. Your customers and prospects need to know what to expect. And so make sure they know how often they'll be receiving your emails and at what time. And so I send emails to my list 3 times a week, sometimes 4 if there's something special, but they pretty much know they're going to get an email on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then on the last day, when the campaign is ending, I also send one on Friday afternoon. But I'm consistent every single week. It's the same. And so they start to learn what to expect. You can literally email 7 days a week. And some people might think that's too much. Some people might get upset that you're emailing that much. But for the most part, they're not. For the most part, they don't. They just need to have a feel. You can't email somebody 3 times a week for 2 weeks and then don't email them again for 2 weeks, because after that they're going to forget who you are. And then it's all about being consistent. They're going to be less likely to think that you're sending too many messages if you're at least consistent and they kind of learn what to expect. And another thing you can do, this is more advanced, this is more as you get going, you can segment your audience. So for instance, there's tags you can put in on Aweber, and you can send this particular email only to people who are skincare customers, or only to people who are fashion customers. So you can segment your email and you can write emails that are specific to them and send that. So that's really cool. And so, that's a great way. And then I really strongly suggest you have 2 different lists, one for customers and one for recruiting. So your customers, you can segment. You can say this one loves skincare and makeup. This one just loves makeup. This one loves fashion. But the recruiting should be a whole separate list, because it's a whole separate topic. You don't want to be trying to shove the Avon opportunity down your customers' throats. So, that's kind of what it might feel like to them if they're not interested, right? So just the recruiting would be for people who have expressed an interest in selling Avon, who you've talked to about selling Avon. And then now you can send emails to them to help them to decide that this is the right opportunity for them, right? Sign all of your emails. Most people overlook their email signatures. In Aweber, you can, and in your email program too, you can create a signature usually. And it might say your name, and so you could create a salutation at the end of every email. So for example, you could say, thanks for reading my email. Looking forward to sharing the next issue. Have a brilliant day. And then your name. Or, hey, making life beautiful, and your name. Or thank you for your continued support. Or just hugs, Lynn. That's how I do a lot of mine, right? I use hugs. Long story, but that's kind of something I've been doing for years and years and years. Don't use a no reply. Have you seen those? You get on an email list from, I don't know, usually it's like your doctor's office or maybe your insurance company or whatever, and it will say do not, or even from Avon, some of them say that, do not reply. And so it comes from an email address that's not monitored. You don't want to do that, because the whole purpose of writing emails to your prospects is to connect with them and turn them into customers. And one way to make that easy is for them to be able to just respond and share their thoughts whenever they want to, right? So don't use a no reply email address, because you don't want them to have to go, well, crap, how do I get a hold of her? When instead they can just respond and you'll get the email and you'll respond back to them, right? And then clean your email marketing list. This is something that's hard, especially when you're new and you haven't been doing this for a while. you're like trying to build your list, and it's a little scary to think, well, why would I want to take people off my list? So maybe you have 6,000 people on your subscribers, but only 1,000 of them ever open your emails or engage with your content or buy your product. So you know what? It's really important that you go through, and maybe, and Aweber makes this really easy to do, because you can say, who hasn't even opened an email in X amount of time? You can set the time. But so maybe you say 8 or so months, right? If they haven't opened your email, but you also want to make sure you say that they've been on your list for 8 months, because if they haven't opened it for 8 months, but you just added them yesterday, you don't want to delete that, right? So you can say, someone who's been on my list for more than 8 months and hasn't opened an email in 8 months, and then remove them from your list. Because it's dead weight. It's actually hurting you, because you're getting less people are clicking on them or opening them. And believe it or not, the whole world, everything is so interconnected. It's not even about your mailing list, but it's the whole world. I mean, gosh, Google nowadays, have you noticed that you turn on your phone and it says, hey, you have passwords that have been compromised. Click here to learn more. And you're like, how do they know what my passwords are? So, it's just that the whole world the computers are all kind of interrelated. And what happens is, if you're sending emails, 6,000 emails out, and only 1,000 of them ever open your emails, you start to look like, wow, your emails are not very good. So maybe we need to be careful about them, right? So if they're not interested, people get on your list. They say, yes, I want to get on it, but then they really didn't want to. Maybe they wanted to because you're offering something free or whatever, but then they're not interested anymore. So if they're not responding, you can actually, there's a couple of things you can do. You can just go in and delete them, or you can just say, you can do get that re-engagement email. So you can send them an email saying, hey, and your subject line could be something to the effect of, hey, you haven't opened my emails. Are you still interested? Or something like that. Click here to let me know you're still interested. And that kind of re-engages them. And so maybe you can revive those people on your list. And then if they don't re-engage, then maybe delete those, right? There's lots of ways you can do it. Aweber has a ton of training about this stuff. So, this is something. And I know it sounds scary and it might seem like a bad idea, but in the long run, it's going to help you to keep your list clean and where you're going with your business, right? And then automate your email marketing campaigns. So, especially for prospecting, I have emails that are already written that go out for the next 2 years. So once they get on my email list, they'll get the first email saying, thanks for your interest in Avon, blah, 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 blah. And then maybe 3 days later, they get another email that says, I don't know what they say off the top of my head, but hey, one of the benefits of Avon is this and this and this. And then maybe another 3 days later, they get another email, and then they get farther and farther apart as time goes by. So then maybe it's a week apart, and then maybe it's 10 days apart. And so, but they get emails from me for like over 2 years. And don't discount that, because I sign up people every single day that have been on my list, on my text list and on my email list for 2 or 3 or 4 years. And now they're ready, and now they sign up. And if I hadn't kept in touch with them, they would have signed up probably with somebody else. So they know who I am because they hear from me regularly and they sign up. So it's well worth it. Okay, so use the best email marketing tools. So last but not least, use the best email marketing tools to save time, create automated emails, write professional emails, segment your lists, and gain access to countless features that are going to raise your conversion rates. So in my opinion, the best one is Aweber. You don't have to use Aweber, but here's a link if you want to. It's a fantastic tool for email marketing. It's a great way to connect with your audience through personalized, engaging emails. The sign-up forms are fantastic, and you can segment them. They have extremely detailed as far as how you want to do this, so how personal you want to get with your audience. You have access to a lot of fantastic email templates, free stock images from Canva, and it comes with an awesome landing page builder, which can help you create and host many websites geared to collect contact information. So maybe you might write, and there is another post in Online Beauty Biz about the power of free, so you can search for that, the power of free. But you can, it's really powerful, because you can write an article, you can write, and you can even use some of what Avon has in your blog, the blog section of your website. But you can write an article about 10 foods that help help slow down wrinkles, fine lines and wrinkles on your face, right? And then you write that, and then you can create a mini landing page on Aweber, and you'll have pictures and like text saying, hey, 10 foods that will help. Click here to learn more. And they'll put in their name and their email address and click it. And then the cool thing about that landing page is you can set that up so that as soon as they click that, it automatically responds with a here's your document, right? Here's your 10 free foods to help eliminate wrinkles, whatever it is that you wrote, right? And so it just automatically responds back with it and a link they can click on to download. So it's really sweet, right? Aweber is reasonably priced. They have a free plan. It's easy to use. They, like I said, are professionals. They make sure that your emails get delivered into someone's inbox instead of spam. Obviously, they can't make that happen with every single email, but they are really good at it. Mm-hmm. And you'll get plenty of support from the service team who's won awards. When I email them asking for help, or I called them, they are like Johnny on the spot. They're right there, willing to help and ready to help make sure that whatever your problem is gets fixed right away. I mean, I had a problem with one of my email templates. The spacing was weird and it wasn't working right. And I sent them an email and said, hey, can you help me with this template? And they fixed it for me. So their service is amazing. So you guys, that's what I have. Do you have anything you want to say?
The one thing to think of, most people get into any business, it's because they want to have a big business, they want to make money. And the one thing that she said here today was when you start out your business, you don't want to start out small, you want to start out big. And what I mean by that is you start out with your business and you're learning how to do certain things, but after a while, a lot of it becomes busy work stuff or things that are detracting from you growing your business. And if you start out small and then you have to transition later, the transition may be horrible. So things like using a lot of the systems like we have for texting customers or mailing brochures through Campaign Mailer. Those are things that thinking of your business as a big business and getting it started that way. So as you're growing your business, it's just automatically going to grow faster and smarter.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And it's super easy to, if you only have 5 names, it's super easy to add those to Campaign Mailer, add them to your text list. All of those things are not costing you very much because you only have 5 names. But now that you've got it in motion and you have it set in place and you have the system, it's really easy to add the next name and the next name and the next name. And before you know it, you're growing a big business.
Yeah, because we've hit several plateaus in our business, and that's the one thing we've learned is that we were doing all the Campaign Mailers. We didn't use Campaign; it didn't exist back when we did it, and we were having to bulk mail. We were having to spend a couple of nights a week labeling brochures and then getting them ready. And have to drive them over to the post office, yada yada. And Campaign Mailer was just so easy. It's just it was cheaper than doing the bulk mail. And it saved us 2 or 3 nights of work.
Yeah. And when you look at the Campaign Mailer prices, remember that it includes the brochure, so you don't have to buy those brochures. So, I mean, even if you buy the brochures in bulk from Avon, they're 33 cents a piece. So just remember, it's like $1 or something to mail those brochures through Campaign Mailer. Just remember that includes the 33-cent brochure. So, or if you're only mailing 1 or 2, that brochure costs you even more. It's like 60 cents, I think. But so yeah, it's way cheaper than doing it yourself. Even with bulk mail, it was inexpensive to mail them, but we had to buy a permit every year. We had to pay for that permit. It's like $175. And this was back 10 years ago. I don't know what it costs now. Every year you had to pay that in order to have a license to bulk mail. So when you figure all that in, even bulk mailing yourself, it's a lot more work and you're not saving any money. Just let somebody like Campaign Mailer do it for you.
It's mainly just working smarter, not harder. The thing we learned was we were spending 2-3 nights a week when we were labeling brochures. We were doing them late at night, but even still, it was taking away from the time that we could do something to grow our business. And you always want to be doing your income producing activities like talking to people, getting new names, things like that. And if it starts interrupting that because you're doing a lot of busy work, you're not getting paid for doing busy work. You're getting paid for getting customers and getting them to to order product or people to join your team.
Yeah, so let the systems do it for you. But this email marketing, this is you. I mean, between email and text, between Project Broadcast and Aweber, those are probably the two most important tools you can have for your business. Emailing, not as many people open emails anymore as texting, but it still is a valuable tool and a valuable resource for you. And then Project Broadcast, those are probably the two most important tools. And then it's all about talking to more people. 100%. If your business isn't growing as fast as you want it to, if the people that you already have in your business, whether they're team members, whether their customers aren't buying as much as you would like or aren't selling as much as you would like, 100%, it's always in talking to more people. Talking to more people will solve any problem you're having in your business. So make it a goal, when you're looking at this daily 8, make a goal that you're going to get 5 new names a day, or 3, or whatever. I wouldn't go less than 3, but I would say if you wanted to really grow, 5 names a day is a good number to reach. And that over 5 days is 25 names. Over a month, that's 100 new names. That's 100 new people. Can you see how fast that adds up? And now you're texting 100 people every campaign. And now are you really going to text every single one of them? That's why you need Project Broadcast. That's why you need Campaign Mailer, because you're adding more and more people to your business. So you need to find a way to stay on top of that and make it easy for you so that you can spend your time finding more and more people and not spend your time texting them a reminder.
Yeah, the beauty of the daily 8 is if you have a normal job, a job where you have to go 8 hours every day, you're going to have to be there for 8 hours to earn that block amount of money. But with this system, if you're really doing an income producing activity, and it could be as small as an hour, half an hour to an hour a day, consistently done 5 days a week, you could really, really grow your business. Mm-hmm. I've said many times where if you can get 1 new customer a week, you would have 52 customers. And at the end of the year, your business would be booming a lot more than it did with 0. Mm-hmm. And the same with growing your team. And I mean, if you were able to get 3 customers a week, you'd have over 150 new customers in that year. I mean, the faster you go, the more your business will grow. But the main thing is just getting out, talking to people, and it just takes a short amount of time. And the more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah. And you can literally, like when I go out and stand in front of a grocery store, or even if I go out prospecting and I talk to the cashier and I talk to people in the stores, and you can literally get 5 names in half an hour. Mm-hmm. Or less. I mean, it's just a matter of getting out there and doing it and leaving again. So standing in front of a grocery store, some people say, well, won't you get kicked out? Actually, I've been kicked out lots of times. And Lisa Wilbur says, if you haven't been kicked out somewhere, you're not trying hard enough. But the one thing I've learned about being outside of a store is I take the customers as they're leaving the store rather than as they're going in. So as they're leaving the store, they're not going to go in and throw my book on the floor. Okay, so they're leaving and they're on the way to the car. So that's when I hand them the book. And also I'm in and out in like 15 minutes. I'm not there very long. And so really sometimes I have been asked to leave, but it's really rare because I'm not there for very long. I just go there, get my 5 names, and I'm out. That's how I do it. And like I said, this document has a lot of different ideas for how it explains more about each of those, how to get the points, and ideas on how to get more people. Okay, so that's it. Let's see. Let's go back to us.
Just do it consistently and have fun doing it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole key.
And put it back here so I can be looking at you. All right. So thank you guys for being here. We will be back next Sunday, same time, same place. And have an amazing week. And we'll see you next week.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.